Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to be shedding light on the additional effective marketing strategies for rapidly growing your brand. So what do they encompass? What do they entail? Without further ado, without further delay, allow me to demystify that answer to that inquiry right here, right now. Efficacious marketing strategies for rapidly growing your brand are conducive to allowing you to foster brand growth, brand equity, brand recognition, and of course brand loyalty. Furthermore, potent marketing strategies for rapidly growing your brand are conducive to allowing you to build a lucrative, sizable clientele. So just bear that in mind. Allow that to marinate into the chasms of your mind. So what is one efficacious marketing strategy for rapidly growing a brand? What does it entail? Well, one potent marketing strategy for rapidly growing a brand encompasses producing a copious amount of insightful blogs on a daily basis that appertain to industry trends, industry news, industry products, and industry technologies that are germane to the industry that you fiercely compete in. You should ideally strive and make an earnest attempt to become a dominant market competitor in the niche industry that you compete in. Ideally, you want to become perceived as a leading industry expert. You want to be able to win over the customer's trust in advance before you're ready to sell them products. So you want to be able to build a behemoth of a blogging brand and establish a sizable, enormous following on a blogging channel. Once you have established an enormous, sizable following on a blogging channel, once you have built up your blogging reservoir, or your content reservoir, I should say, by having created a copious amount of insightful, meritorious blogs appertaining to industry trends, industry news, industry products, and industry technologies that are germane to the industry that you compete in, then you can leverage your blogging channel as a free advertising channel to spread awareness of your product offerings and service offerings. You can utilize your blogging channel in order to drive traffic to your website and product pages for the prospect of eliciting a high sales volume. You want to be able to organically generate product sales without having to deplete marketing dollars to do so. Unlike pay-per-click marketing campaigns, once marketing budgets are depleted, blogs do not perish. They are not ephemeral. They can be everlasting. They can be perennial. They can exist in perpetuity, which is a stark contrast to pay-per-click marketing campaigns that perish, that dissipate, that disappear once marketing budgets are exhausted. So, to recapitulate, to recap, in sum, you should profusely produce exorbitant amount of insightful blogs on a daily basis appertaining to industry trends, industry news, industry products, and industry technologies that are germane to the niche industry that you compete in. Once you have established a sizable, enormous following and built a behemoth of a blogging brand, then you can leverage your blogging channel in order to promote your service offerings and products offerings without depleting so much as a penny on your end. And not only will you be able to directly reach out to your target market on your blogging channel, but you'll also be able to organically drive an influx of customer traffic to your website and to your product pages. You can utilize your blogging channel in order to tout the merits of your product offerings and service offerings, and in order to win over the trust of prospective customers as part of your target market in advance and become perceived as a leading industry expert in your niche industry. So it will redound to your advantage to build up your content reservoir on your blogging channel and to grow a behemoth of a blogging brand. You have nothing to lose. If anything, it can be a highly efficacious way to generate product sales in the pending future, especially if you are able to organically cultivate an enormous, sizable following on a blogging channel. So, what is another efficacious strategy that you can utilize in order to rapidly accelerate brand growth? Another marketing strategy to rapidly cultivate a brand entails hosting contests that allow your target market to create user-generated content about your brand and share it across social media platforms in order to be able to participate in the contests. By creating meritorious, worthwhile, user-generated content about your brand that is shared across a myriad of social media platforms, it could spread awareness about your brand, which can not only help you to cultivate brand growth, but also could help you to cultivate brand awareness. How does it help you to cultivate brand growth? Well, if these contest entries build traction and go viral across popular social media platforms, it can generate interest in your brand. By arousing interest in your brand, your target market may be inclined to check out your brand's product offerings and service offerings. Ideally, you want these contest entries to showcase your product offerings and service offerings, or at the very least, you want them to promote your brand so you can get your contestants to market your brand on your behalf with their contest entries. By spreading brand awareness of your brand, it can culminate in allowing you to rapidly cultivate brand growth, especially if these contest entries go viral, build substantial traction across a multitude of popular social media platforms, and entice prospective customers to check out your brand's product offerings and service offerings. This user-generated content appertaining to your brand can culminate in driving traffic to your brand's website and product pages, which can translate into earning additional product sales. You want to be able to maximize your sales volume. You want to be able to organically drive traffic to your website and your product pages. You want to be able to organically cultivate brand awareness and brand growth, and you want to be able to pique your target market's interest in your product offerings and service offerings in order to generate buzz, in order to arouse their interest. You can host a contest in which your contest entries feature user-generated content appertaining to your brand, and even its product offerings and such, or its service offerings. As a condition of participating in the contest, you should have your contest entries disseminated across a multitude of social media platforms, therefore rendering it all the more apt to be shared by others and build traction and go viral. These contest entries should be transparent, they should be publicized, and they should not be covert, obscure, and unknown. So, utilize your target market to your advantage to promote your brand. And this is achievable, this is viable, this is doable by hosting contests in which contest entries feature user-generated content about your brand to promote your brand across a multitude of social media platforms. By generating interest in your brand, your target market will be all the more inclined to check out your brand's product offerings and service offerings and ascertain what it has to offer. What is another marketing strategy that can be employed in order to rapidly grow a brand? Well, you can produce multiple podcast clips on a daily basis that appertain to industry trends, industry news, industry products, and industry technologies appertaining to the industry that you compete in. You can build a behemoth of a podcast brand and a sizable following. And once you have won over the trust of your target market in advance, once you have established an enormous sizable following on a podcast channel, you can leverage it as a free advertising channel to spread awareness of your product offerings and service offerings, which can help you to drive traffic to your website and product pages and generate more product sales. You ideally want to strive to earn a high sales volume, and what better way to do that than by not spending so much as a penny on marketing dollars, and by growing a behemoth of a podcast brand that you can utilize to drive traffic to your product pages and to your website, and to establish yourself as a renowned lead-in industry expert in your niche industry. So utilize your podcast channel to your advantage. Create a copious amount of insightful, meritorious, worthwhile podcast clips appertaining to industry trends, industry news, industry products, and industry technologies to remain in the industry that you compete in on a daily basis. So I hope that you found this video to be insightful and enthralling. Have a blissful day. Goodbye.